the dictatorship of the old people. This episode is about a problem or challenge of the German society, the overaging of the Germans. The average age of the German man at the moment is 45 years and of the woman 48 years. In the next 15 years till 2030, over 50% of society will be older than 50 years. And why will it be a problem? First of all, in general, young people bring new ideas to keep a society alive. New industrial production and economical stuff and like that, or invent investments and invent new ideas. The other problem is, when you have more old than young people, is this German welfare system. Why? We have a retirement welfare system. This means people that work pay taxes for the retirement system, but it's not that the money is collected for your retirement. No, it goes direct to the now retired people. And there the problem starts. You may guess what I mean. You have a group of young people that pay taxes that goes direct to the retired people. Due to the fact that Germany has a really low birth rate, one of the lowest birth rates in the world, and people living longer and longer. Young people, the number going down, and old people, the number rise. So fewer young people have to pay for more older people, and this means a problem. And the problem is that society is aware of it, but it don't change in any way. Why? Because those older people have more voting power. So politicians care only about the next election, and to win an election you do your voters or your biggest voter group favors. So at the moment you have a lot of ongoing where they don't reduce the retirement money and where they don't want to change anything at all, because the older people still, even also the not only retired old people but also the people that are over 45 or 50 years old, they know I can benefit the next 15 years from this, and so I vote for those politicians that bring me the biggest favors. So this means these old people are some kind of life vampires for the young people. It sounds hard, but it is like this. So everybody is aware that or say that the society can collapse in the next 15 or 20 years when there are too much old people. But nobody, as I say, the problem why nothing changed, because of the voting power of the old people. That's also why they want to bring in more foreigners into Germany, because the most foreigners are younger than the German average society. And then they think the foreigners, they have work and pay taxes for the big group of the old Germans. So that is the reason why they want to bring the foreigners into. Next problem is, even if you work in a good middle class or high class job, and you work for 30 years, which is a really long time of working, you will end in poverty. It's not a glory and bright future. I mean, I'm in the middle of the age. I'm young, but I'm not that young anymore. And when I'm thinking I should work for 30 years or even more and then end still in poverty, even if I pay at the moment rising taxes for the social welfare system, then I think, why should I stay in Germany? So that is, we have a kind of a brain drain. A lot of well-educated Germans move to other countries like Switzerland, Canada, US, Scandinavia, because they can get their better living conditions. They don't have to pay that high taxes, and they can spend more money for their own retirement in some way. And it's not that easy in Germany, because you have high tax rates and the wages don't rise, so you have not a lot of money left to care about your own retirement. And then it's better, or some people think it's better, to leave Germany. The next thing is also when you see the movement of the society. You have a lot of young people in urban areas and areas with universities, but in the rural areas and the countryside at all, they live all the old people. And I live in a mix between a good urban area but still a little bit small town. And then you still see how old the people are, and everywhere the people complaining, the old people, it's too loud and shut down the bar, shut down the clubs. So it's more and more hard for young people to go out, hang around, have some fun with people in their own age. Because the old people complaining, it's too loud, and as I mentioned, when you have a drain or a movement that the young people move away, then you cannot make a business with a bar or a club anymore. And this leads to a lot of problems, and in some way it seems like those old people are really life-sucking vampires. And when you ever live or move to a more rural area, it can remind you of a Walking Dead episode. It sounds hard and maybe think I'm insulting and don't respect the old people. It's in some way. I wonder, why should I respect them? Because they're old and greedy and want and don't care about the young people, because they say when the system will collapse, I'm dead anyway. It's not fair to the young people, and it's also a problem of the politicians. I'm not right sure that don't want to say that those old people that greedy, because the most of the society are aware of the problems and want to change something. Still the politicians do some stuff, so I don't know what is going on. If they do it because they have those old voters that want them to do it, or they do it anyway because they say it's good for me, I'm dying also soon, because the most politicians also old. So overaging is a big problem and a big threat in the German society, and some say it can or will collapse in the next 15 or 20 years. So be aware of the situation. You think perhaps Germany is doing very well at the moment, but it's not true in some ways. Sure, we are good, and I would also say we are better in most development of stuff and anything, about more better than 99% of the world in the economical situation and the welfare system and the standard of living. But compared to other European countries, we are not better, we just do a little bit better than them, or not that bad as them. So we have also some other problems and challenges in the society that I will mention in other videos. So it's not always dreamy like a fancy wonderland in Germany. The overaging is a real problem and threat to the young people and the society at all. I hope you get some information about this. Hope like ever you like the video. You're not so upset that I say old people are life-sucking vampires and living in a rural area is like a Walking Dead episode. But it's a problem and it makes me a little bit upset. I don't mind old people at all, but you see the problems are there. It's not the fault of old people, because every one of us is aging. So, but we should change the system or the welfare system that we can make it able for the young people to make a good living and don't end in poverty after a long working life. And that's how it will be at the moment. So, and the young people are necessary for society, of the new ideas and inventions and all this stuff. And it makes me sad in some way. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, give you some information. As I mentioned, thumbs up. Till the next time, guys. Cheers.